Alright, so this is a video in regards to the Pacquiao versus Sugar Shane Mosley match that happened last night. Um, that match was whack. It wasn't really a great boxing match. To me, the Mayweather versus Mosley was better. Um, it seemed to me that Shane Mosley was just looking for one more payday so he can retire, in my opinion. Because he didn't really want none of Pacquiao. Um, when the match first started, he was coming out. They were going at it. It looks like Mosley believed he could win at that point. I think he just thought it would just take one power punch from Mosley to put Pacquiao on his heels, and then he was going to eat him from there. I think that's what he believed because he was aggressive. He was being careful, but at the same time he was being real aggressive at the beginning. In about the fourth round, Pacquiao being aggressive, that's his style. He comes at you quick with combos and stuff. Pacquiao is pretty awesome. In about the fourth round, Pacquiao caught Mosley with just a straight punch, a straight right hand, and Mosley just went down. And you could tell he was just like, he was dazed. I guess he didn't think Pacquiao could punch that hard. It didn't even look like it was that much of a power punch, but it hit him pretty square, right in the teeth, right in the teeth, or in the nose, whatever. It knocked him down, and then he just had this confused, dazed look on his face. He stood back up, and then he was just trying to survive for the rest of the fourth round, which at the time I was happy about, because I was like, okay, I paid for this, you know what I mean? I don't want it just to go four rounds. Even though the filler match before it, I forgot the people's names. That was actually a pretty good match too. Even though one of the guys' trainers, I guess, it was his dad, and he threw in a towel, which it probably wasn't time because he wasn't really losing that bad at that point. Like the other guy had him on the ropes, but he was still punching him back. So it was just an exchange. And then, the guy's dad threw in the towel, and then it looks like the guy was mad because he wasn't ready to quit fighting yet. But anyway, that's besides the point. I didn't want it to go just 4 rounds and have Mosley, knocked out or whatever. But as the fight progressed, I wish Pacquiao would have been able to finish him in the 4th round, because the rest of the match, Mosley ran away from him. It was everybody, the crowd was booing. Pacquiao looked like he was getting frustrated at one point. Like, come in and fight. Like, Mosley was just backing up and defensive the rest of the fight. He was barely even throwing any punches. Like, coming close to the end of the match, he kind of started throwing a little bit again. But yeah, it was boring. Pacquiao couldn't really get to him at all. Pacquiao kept coming at him, and then Mosley just kept backing up and dancing and locking up with him. And you could tell, Pacquiao was getting, especially in about the 11th round, when Mosley would lock him up or I forgot what they call it, that bear hug crap that they do. I don't know, the lockup or whatever. Every time he did that, like, Pacquiao was trying to block it, and he kept still throwing punches or whatever when they were trying to lock him up. Mosley was just trying to survive that match. He was just trying to get his $3 million or whatever, however much they got for that match. He was just trying to get that money, and then so he can, put it in a bank or whatever and walk away from boxing. I thought this match would be better, just because Mosley had a better showing against Mayweather a couple months ago. He took it to Mayweather. Mayweather is almost a perfect fighter. Everybody was making a big deal because Mosley caught him and it shook him up. But it's like, of course it's going to shake him up because Mayweather barely ever gets hit. Like, he's like a surgeon. Like, he's just block, counter. Everything you throw, counter. Everything you throw, counter. And it's just, I don't know. A lot of people, it's like watching somebody pitch a no-hitter, even though I hate baseball. But it's something like that. It's just so precise. Like, everything you throw at him, you can't hit him. So, when Shane Mosley actually hit him, and he hit him with a good power punch, and it shook him. Everybody was like, "Whoa!" Because we never even seen Mayweather get that close to being knocked down before, and he staggered. Mayweather's never staggers. Well, I mean, if you can hit him, because I don't think I think he'll go down if somebody can hit him with a power punch. I think he will go down. The problem is nobody can hit him with a power punch because it's too surgical. It's too much precision. Everything is a counter, and then he doesn't take any unnecessary risk. So when you punch Mayweather and he counters it with one punch. He doesn't even do a combo most of the time. He counters it with one good punch, and then he gets back in his defensive stance. He doesn't take any unnecessary risks. That's what I like watching Mayweather. To be honest, Shane Mosley was just like for Pacquiao was just. I mean, I don't even think Pacquiao enjoyed the fight. I think he was just like, this dude's a coward. That match wasn't really good. I think everybody who watches boxing, everybody who's ever watched boxing, everybody who will ever watch boxing in the future needs to have Pacquiao versus Mayweather. Because to be honest, I personally think Mayweather would win because Pacquiao's a little reckless. He really he's a little bit too aggressive for that match for Mayweather versus Pacquiao. He's gonna be a little bit too aggressive for Mayweather, and Mayweather is gonna capitalize a lot. And I don't think he'll. But that's the thing; it can go any way. It can go either way because if Mayweather makes a small mistake, I think Pacquiao will knock him out. I think Pacquiao's punches are hard enough. I think he'll knock Mayweather out if Mayweather makes a mistake. The problem is getting Mayweather to make a mistake. That's the problem because I've seen a lot of Mayweather fights. He barely ever gets hit, especially with power punches. I mean, his defense is so close to being perfect. It's just everything is counter. That's why we need to see that because on any day it can go differently. We really need to see that fight. Mayweather needs to get over whatever he thinks about Pacquiao being on steroids or whatever. Pacquiao needs to give in to whatever demands Mayweather. I think everybody needs to see this fight. Last night Pacquiao said that he doesn't really care about who he fights next or whatever. But I think as a sense of pride, he feels like okay. Everybody's saying I'm the best or whatever, but there's still somebody else who they can say is the best as well. So I think Pacquiao wants to go ahead and get the Mayweather fight over with. Can he beat Mayweather? Yes. Will he beat Mayweather? I don't think. If they do fight, I don't think Mayweather will make a mistake. I think because Mayweather defense is almost perfect anyway, but I think against Pacquiao it's going to be that much more. He's going to be on his guard that much more versus Pacquiao. But yeah, I definitely think Pacquiao would knock him out if he does catch Mayweather making a mistake or a flaw in Mayweather's armor. I think he'll knock him out quick. Well, not quick, but I think he'll knock him out. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Pacquiao versus Mosley and why we need to see Mayweather versus Pacquiao. All right, let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about the match. Leave it in the comments. If you like this video, subscribe. All right. See you later.